Here is yet another unanticipated scandal involving 7 young Johnstons. You heard correctly. An illegitimate child is on the verge of being born to Emma Johnston. Few families in reality TV have won over viewers' hearts as much as the 7 Little Johnstons. Amber and Trent Johnston left behind a legacy of love and strength via their humor, kindness, and fortitude. However, a storm was building in the background. One that would rock their family's foundation. The youngest daughter, Emma Johnston, is renowned for her vivacious personality and fiery independence, was harboring a secret. A secret that started with discreet room dates developed into a forbidden romance before blowing up into an unexpected controversy. This is Emma Johnston's story, her hidden love, her unplanned pregnancy, and the incredible turn of events that transformed heartache into hope. You are going to hear more than just a story, so fasten your seatbelt. It is enlightening. It started simply enough. 18-year-old Emma Johnston has always been close to her family. However, as she grew older, she started to physically and emotionally carve out her own place. She turned her room into a haven where she could get away from the cameras, the demands, and the ongoing scrutiny that came with being a Johnston. However, that haven quickly changed into something different. The neighbors murmured. Changes were detected by a few close pals. Emma was closing her door, avoiding questions, and spending more time by herself. Nobody was aware that she had started covertly inviting someone who wasn't a member of the group into her room. Someone Trent and Amber didn't approve of. Joseph was his name. To the Johnston fan base, he was unknown, quiet, and polite. In secret, away from the cameras and the family's prying eyes, their connection grew. Emma, wanting seclusion and autonomy, sought solace in Joseph's presence. They would spend hours talking, laughing, crying, and dreaming of a time when reality TV wasn't a part of their lives. But there is a price for secrecy. Emma started to tell lies. Little falsehoods at beginning. I'm only, she would say, studying. She would insist, I'm tired. The reality, however, was much more nuanced. Behind closed doors, she was falling profoundly and dangerously in love with someone who was unknown to her family. The room dates started to become commonplace. Late at night, Joseph would enter covertly and occasionally remain until daybreak. They were cautious, but not sufficiently so. A family member saw Joseph's shoes outside Emma's window one evening. Trent once discovered a male sweatshirt in the laundry, but this one didn't belong to any Johnston. The murmurs increased in volume. Emma disputed all of it. She wasn't prepared to be honest. Not quite yet. Because there was more to the reality than a hidden boyfriend. It was a decision. A decision to break her family's heart in order to live her life as she saw fit. And the repercussions grew more severe as the secret grew deeper. However, there are still questions. When the baby is born, what will happen? Will Joseph and Emma be able to handle the demands of family and celebrity? Will Amber's gift mend previous injuries or make new ones? Above all, does this mark the end of the Johnston legacy as we know it or the start of Emma's independence? The real drama will start next, so stay tuned. The Johnston home was a hive of silent stress for months. Emma was acting differently. She was more private than ever, more reclusive, and more guarded of her time. Trent and Amber chalked it up to adolescent independence. The reality, however, was much more nuanced. Behind the shuttered doors and murmured, Emma Johnston was falling in love with phone conversations. Nor a cast member, nor a public figure, and most definitely not someone the Johnston fan base had ever seen. His name was Joseph. 21-year-old Joseph was a quiet person who worked part-time at a neighborhood bookshop and aspired to be a writer. At a community gathering in Forsyth, Georgia, where they had both volunteered for a literacy program, he met Emma. They clicked right away. The celebrity and the cameras didn't scare Joseph. He hardly recognized it, in fact. To him, Emma wasn't a star of reality TV. She was a girl with a bright grin, a keen sense of humor, and a contradictory heart. He loved her despite her vulnerability and boldness, her confidence and caution. In the shadows, their bond deepened. Emma was aware that her parents wouldn't approve of Joseph because he was unknown, not because he was unworthy. The Johnstons had always been guardians of their kids' reputations. Every choice, date, and buddy was viewed through the prism of the performance. Emma, however, no longer desired filters. She desired independence. Thus, she concealed Joseph. They spent long nights discussing life, love, and escape after meeting in quiet parts of the city and exchanging handwritten notes. Joseph didn't ask to be famous. He never sought publicity. All he wanted was Emma, without the limelight. However, secrets tend to come to light. Emma once made the mistake of not turning off her phone while she was eating dinner. A message flashed up. "Looking forward to seeing you tonight. Joseph." Amber caught sight of it. Her eyes spoke for her even if she remained silent. She looked at Emma's phone that night. She discovered a line of texts that were tender, poignant, and really personal. Amber was taken aback. Who is this boy? How come Emma hadn't told them? Above all, what was she concealing? Emma started crying. She told everything. The emotional connection, the late-night visits, and the room dates. She pleaded with her parents to comprehend. But when trust is betrayed, understanding is difficult. Trent was enraged. Amber was devastated. The family was split apart. But one thing stood out in the midst of the confusion. Joseph wasn't just a fling. Emma had chosen him. Her defiance, her love, and soon he would become something more. Emma Johnston wasn't merely concealing a romantic partner. She had a future hidden away. A baby, a wedding, and $1 million surprise were all part of the future. The emotional center of the 7-year-old Johnston family had always been Amber. Angry. She is fiercely intuitive, protective, and unafraid to voice her opinions. As a mother, she was able to detect a change in the atmosphere before others did. And Amber sensed it when Emma started dressing, closing her door, missing family meals, and grinning at her phone more than her siblings. She did not, however, act. Not quite yet. Amber didn't remain silent out of ignorance. It was a plan. She listened, waited, and observed. She heard a late-night whisper, saw the strange cologne, and looked at Emma's laundry. Through the hallway. It wasn't until the night of the message that she realized the extent of what was going on. "Can't wait to see you tonight, Jay," was the text that broke the illusion. Amber's heart fell. She didn't go straight to Emma. Rather, she stayed up late looking at old pictures, watching videos of Emma as a kid, and wondering how time had passed. She no longer had a young daughter. She was a woman in love and disguising it. Amber sat the following morning. Emma is down. There was no altercation. It was a reckoning. Emma broke down. She told everything. The fear of being judged, the emotional connection, and the dates in the secret chamber. Her eyes were optimistic, her lips quivering as she spoke about Joseph. Amber listened painstakingly, silently, and without sound. Then she uttered something Emma had never heard her say before. Amber had known for weeks, "I knew." She sensed the secret, felt the shift, and had seen the clues. But she had hoped terribly that Emma would come to her first. That love would triumph over secrecy and that trust would surpass fear. No, it hadn't. Amber had been protected by her quiet. She wished to avoid blowing up. She didn't want to shame. She wanted to know. But now there were repercussions for comprehending. Trent was contacted by her. They sat together startled. Their daughter had gone too far. Not only did they date covertly, but they also concealed a connection that had developed into something far more serious. Amber's thoughts raced with questions. In reality, who was Joseph? What did he desire from Emma? Was this manipulation or love? But there was more than just fear, there was heartbreak. Openness was the foundation of the family Amber had spent years creating. Her youngest had now decided to keep quiet. It was more than a simple betrayal. It was a reflection. A mirror of the fear, the renown, and the pressure of being a Johnston. Amber didn't shout. She did not punish. She only stated, "We need to talk, all of us." Emma then revealed the second shocking revelation. She was pregnant. Amber broke her silence. The storm had arrived. With her pulse racing and her eyes wide, Amber Johnston sat across from her daughter. With his arms folded and an enigmatic expression, Trent stood in the doorway. Emma had just whispered the words that would change everything. "I'm expecting a child." For a moment, time stood still. Nobody said anything. Fear, incredulity, and 1,000 unanswered questions pervaded the air. Amber's throat tightened each breath. Trent tightened his jaw. Emma looked at the floor, shivering, and waited for the blast. However, it never arrived. Not quite yet. Amber's voice was hardly audible above a whisper as she leaned forward. "How far along is she?" Emma took a deep breath. "Nearly 4 months." 4 months. This implied that the secret had been more profound than anyone had thought. Joseph had been more than just a romantic partner. No one had realized how much he had influenced Emma's life. The emotional connection, the late-night whispers, and the room dates. This was the result of it all. Trent paced and turned away. His head was full of inquiries. What had transpired beneath their roof? What prevented them from seeing the signs? How would the world react? What would the program say? Amber grasped for Emma's hand, still in shock. "Are you all right?" With tears running down her cheeks, Emma nodded. "I'm all right, yet I'm afraid. Joseph is with me, too. He aspires to fatherhood." Like a thunderclap, that name, Joseph, reverberated throughout the room. Trent finally spoke. "He is unknown to us. About him, we know nothing." Emma got to her feet, her voice more forceful. "Then, since he's not leaving, get to know him." It was. Emma had really stood her ground for the first time. She was no longer merely a daughter. She was a woman, a future mother, and a decision maker. A decision that would influence the remainder of her life. Amber dabbed at her tears. "We must speak with him this evening." Emma concurred. Unaware of the tempest that was building within, Joseph was already waiting outdoors. The tension was evident as soon as he entered. Trent looked down at him. Amber watched his every action, but Joseph remained unflinching. He talked calmly, respectfully, and lovingly. "Emma is someone I adore. I'm here even though I didn't plan this. I'd like to join this family." The moment wasn't ideal. It was true, but it wasn't a fairy tale. Emma recognized the earnestness. Trent noticed the resolve. Emma saw hope. The hush had been broken by the pregnancy bombshell, but something unexpected had grown in its aftermath. The family wasn't healed, I understand. Not quite yet. However, the trip had already started. Emma Johnston was more than just pregnant, and soon the world would know. She was going to have a baby. A tale that would forever change the Johnstons' lives. There was no longer any light or laughing in the Johnston house. The emotional temperature in the house plunged after Emma shockingly revealed that she was 4 months pregnant with Joseph's child. Amber and Trent were more than just parents. They weren't prepared to become grandparents to an illegitimate child. The news was hardest for Trent Johnston, the family's silent guardian and steady hand. He had always taken pride in his kids' fortitude, development, and capacity to flourish in the spotlight. But this felt like a betrayal, not just of trust, but of morals. He didn't shout. He didn't leave abruptly. But his silence spoke volumes. Amber attempted to keep the family together while still struggling with the emotional fallout from Emma's confession. She was aware of Trent's pain. She was aware of Emma's fear. And she was aware that the cameras would soon return, prepared to record every moment, every look, every break. They needed time, but time wasn't on their side. Meanwhile, Emma was attempting to maintain her strength. Love was her choice. Joseph was her choice. She now had to deal with the fallout. She was aware of her parents' disappointment. The world will judge, she knew. She was aware of something else, though. She was going to be a mother. And she had no intention of retreating. The family sat down for a private meeting. There were only the 5 of them, no cameras or producers. Alex, Trent, Amber, Emma, and Joseph, her younger brother, who had been her silent pillar of support from the start. At last, Trent said something. He said, "I'm not angry. I'm devastated." His voice broke. He saw a mother he hardly recognized when he gazed at his small kid, Emma. A woman who had chosen without consulting him. A woman who had transgressed what he considered to be sacred limits. Amber grabbed his hand. "Although we cannot alter the past, we do have a choice in how we react." Emma's seatmate, Joseph, nodded. "I'd like to join this family. I wish to bring up this kid with affection and deference." It wasn't enough. Not quite yet. However, it was a beginning. The Johnston residence transformed into a haven of peaceful recovery during the ensuing days. Trent walked a lot. In the washroom, Amber sobbed. Emma tried to understand her feelings by writing in her journal for hours on end. Joseph remained as well. He didn't flee. He didn't conceal anything. He arrived. Slowly, the walls began to crack. Trent began to inquire about Joseph's plans, work, and family. Amber started looking into baby names and prenatal care. Additionally, Emma smiled fearlessly for the first time in weeks. There was actual fallout. It hurt deeply. But there was still love, unconditional, messy, and complex. Emma Johnston was more than just pregnant, and soon the world would know. She was getting ready to give birth to a child. A life that would contradict the Johnstons' beliefs about forgiveness, fame, and family. Emma Johnston had always been the spark in the Johnston family. Witty, lively, and vivacious. However, after exposing her pregnancy made that flame fade. The weight of condemnation, both inside her home and from the outside world, rested hard on her shoulders. She felt vulnerable. The cameras continued to record. The producers desired drama, interviews, and reactions. Emma wasn't prepared to perform, though. She was living a much more unvarnished reality than the show had ever depicted. She was afraid, pregnant, and uncertain about her identity. She remained in her chamber, where her covert romance had blossomed, for days. It felt like a jail now. She was reminded of her decisions at every turn. She was reminded of the trust she had betrayed with each silence. However, something changed. Emma had a new perspective on herself one morning when she stepped in front of her mirror. No, not as a daughter who had let her parents down. As a young lady on the verge of change, not as a reality TV personality embroiled in a scandal. She would soon become a mother. She needed to be strong because of this. Emma began journaling not just about her anxieties, but about her hopes. She promised love, honesty, and protection in letters to her unborn kid. She began reading parenting literature, going to prenatal classes, and even participating in online groups for new mothers. She had come out of hiding. Amber was the first to notice the shift. Emma's smile returned. It was the peaceful, self-assured smile of someone who had accepted her path, not the staged smile for photographers. Trent, still wary, started to inquire about Joseph's involvement, the baby's health, and the due date. Emma gave a clear response. She had stopped being defensive. She was adamant. Joseph also took the initiative. He helped Emma put up a nursery, went with her to doctor's visits, and even started working overtime to save money. Their once fragile and secret link was now becoming stronger and more visible. The world wasn't always nice, though. Online discussion boards were ablaze with conjecture. 7 Little Johnstons fans argued over Emma's decisions. Some supported her, some ridiculed her, but Emma didn't flinch. She shared an emotional post on social media. "Better than my imperfections. I've made mistakes, but I'm choosing love, life, and truth. I am honored to be the mother of this child, who is a blessing rather than a scandal." The post became widely shared. Young moms, admirers, and even other reality stars showered their support. Emma's path had touched a nerve. She was no longer merely a Johnston. She represented tenacity. That evening, Amber gave her daughter a hug. In a whisper, she said, "You're stronger than I ever imagined." Emma grinned. "I must be." The embarrassment was gone. The strength had come. Emma Johnston was growing into the mother and woman she was destined to be every day. Joseph had been Emma Johnston's shadow up until this point. He was the man who made all the difference, the silent presence behind the barred door, the name mentioned in whispers. However, Joseph came forward after the pregnancy was made public and the Johnston family started to move on. And when he did, a man who was more than Emma's secret was revealed to the world. Joseph was raised in a modest household. Mon, Georgia. He spent the majority of his adolescence assisting his mother in raising his younger siblings after his parents divorced when he was still a small child. He wasn't rich. Despite his lack of fame, he was based on love, loyalty, and humility. He had volunteered to read to children at a literacy program where he had met Emma. Emma was lively, humorous, and vivacious. Joseph was quiet, perceptive, and attracted to her right away. Books, music, and a desire to live independently brought them together. Phrases. But Joseph was aware of Emma's identity. He was aware of the cameras, the attention, the expectations, and the fact that falling in love with her would require him to enter a world he didn't completely comprehend. He didn't hesitate, though. Joseph stated, "I didn't fall in love with a TV star," in a rare interview. The foundation of their relationship was stolen moments. "I fell in love with Emma, the girl who laughs too loud, who cries when she's overwhelmed, and who dreams of being more than what people expect." Late-night conversations, handwritten notes and silent assurances. Emma was never pressured by Joseph to come clean. He honored her family, her fame, and her terror. However, things changed when she revealed her pregnancy to him. "I was afraid." He acknowledged that I wasn't sure if I was strong enough to face her world, not because of the baby. However, he arrived. He was humble when he met Trent and Amber. He was honest in all of his responses. He vowed to always be there for Emma and the child. He meant it, too. However, Joseph held remorse. "I wish I had introduced myself sooner," he replied. Emma didn't blame him, but she did say, "I wish I hadn't let Emma carry the weight alone. She deserved better." She witnessed his steadfast love, his loyalty, and his calm power. She chose him for this reason, not only as a boyfriend but also as a partner, a father, and eventually a spouse. Joseph started accumulating money, working double shifts, and making plans for the future. He helped Emma put up the nursery, attended every doctor's appointment, and even started keeping a diary for his unborn child. He said, "I want our baby to know the truth. That love is genuine and worth fighting for, even though it isn't always flawless." The Johnston family, once distrustful, began to see Joseph differently. His work ethic was admired by Trent. Amber was impressed by his devotion. Emma, on the other hand, loved him even more. Joseph's was not a story of scandal or celebrity. It was a tale of profound remorse, gentle love, and potent redemption. And he would soon be standing next to Emma, not in celebration, but in secret, as they prepared to receive a kid and walk down the aisle. The internet went crazy as soon as Emma Johnston's pregnancy was made public. Once a private family affair, it was now the talk of the country. It ran with tablets. An 18-year-old 7 Little Johnstons star became pregnant. The secret boyfriend was exposed. The TLC family is shocked with an illegitimate baby. The tale took off like wildfire. Everyone, from mainstream news sites to gossip blogs, had something to say, and not all of it was positive. Emma's social media accounts was flooded. Support was given by certain admirers who commended her maturity and fortitude. Some were not as understanding. Angry remarks flooded in, casting doubt on her character, parenting abilities, and judgment. Her former admirers now scrutinized every action she took. Trent and Amber were caught off guard. They had spent years creating a brand around honesty, family values, and perseverance. Sponsors called, saying their brand was now being attacked. Statements were required by TLC producers. Publicists rushed to steer the conversation. Emma, however, declined to conceal. She published an emotional, unvarnished, and genuine video. With tears in her eyes and no makeup, she addressed the camera straight while sitting in her bedroom. "I'm not ashamed, but I'm better than my error. I will love this baby with all of my heart when I become a mother." The video became widely shared. Thousands of people left comments, millions watched, and gradually things started to change. Emma's openness touched a nerve. Fans of the show, young mothers, and even celebrities started to express their assistance. Trending hashtags included #JohnstonBaby and #EmmaStrong. However, the pressure persisted. Outside the Johnston residence, paparazzi set up camp. Emma was often being followed when she went to the grocery store. At work, Joseph was harassed. During a family outing, media even cornered Amber and Trent. The family was surrounded. Amber took charge. She requested privacy and defended her daughter in a written declaration. Trent, who is often quiet, spoke about parenthood on a podcast. Forgiveness and the value of supporting your kids despite their errors. In the background, the family supported one another. Emma was assisted by Anna and Alex in setting up the nursery. Elizabeth and Jonah alternated going through her messages. Amber prepared comfort food. Trent set up surveillance cameras, and Joseph, a calm, stable man, was always by Emma's side. Although the criticism was harsh, it also made a strong statement. The Johnston family was not flawless. They were people. Additionally, at their most vulnerable, they opted for unity over separation and love over shame. Emma didn't have a scandal with her baby. It represented development, transformation, and a new era. And the family started to change their attention from preventing damage to celebrating, from dread to joy, as the due date drew near. Because there was only one truth, regardless of what the outside world thought. There would be a new Johnston soon. The Johnston family was at last prepared to rejoice following months of emotional turmoil, public scrutiny, and private healing. Emma. Once at the center of a storm, Johnston was now at the center of a fresh start. And February 10, 2026, was the date of that beginning. At first, the announcement was made softly. Emma shared a straightforward Instagram picture of herself and Joseph holding hands under a magnolia tree in bloom. The photo went viral in a matter of minutes with the caption, "Greater than we're getting married, February 10, 2026. Love wins." Supporting sentiments, heart emojis, and congratulations were posted in the comments by fans. TLC published a teaser. There will shortly be a wedding in Johnston. Once critical, the media has now become joyful. From scandal to romance, the headlines changed. Emma Johnston's story ends happily. Behind the scenes, however, the preparation was far from straightforward. Amber Johnston assumed leadership. She had experienced the reaction, the heartache, the secrecy, and the flames with Emma. She now desired to provide her daughter with the wedding of a generation. Not merely a ritual, but a proclamation that forgiveness, love, and family might overcome everything. A historic home in Savannah, Georgia, encircled by Spanish moss and oak trees, was the location she reserved. In order to create a menu that combined modern elegance with southern comfort, she engaged a local chef, a wedding coordinator, and a designer. Trent, still wary but encouraging, started drafting a speech. He wished to talk not only as a father but also as a man who had discovered how to celebrate, forgive, trust, and let go. Glistening with excitement, Emma chose a clothing that mirrored her path. Delicate ivory lace, beautiful needlework, and a flowing train that represented freedom, fearlessness, and forward motion. Ever the reserved partner, Joseph concentrated on the specifics. He created the invitations, penned heartfelt vows for Emma, and even constructed a wooden arch for the wedding himself. The family came together. Emma accepted Anna's offer to be her maid of honor. For the reception, Jonah and Alex organized a surprise dance. Elizabeth assisted with the decor, and Amber had a house as an additional surprise. Emma's 19th birthday. Amber gave her a little velvet box for her birthday. A key and a note more important than your future, your family, and your freedom were inside. Mom, I love you. The house had a $1 million value. A gift of faith as well as money. Emma started crying as Amber said, I trust you. I support you. I love you in the most impactful way imaginable. The wedding was more than a party. It was a reconnection, a rebirth, and a redemption. The new year would begin on February 10, 2026. Chapter. For the whole Johnston family, not just Emma and Joseph. And one thing became evident as the date drew near. It was more than just a wedding. It left a legacy. From a pregnancy scandal to private room dates, from emotional recovery to public criticism. They had experienced everything. Amber Johnston was now prepared to make a statement, especially since Emma's wedding was just a few months away. With something much more potent than words. A present. It was no ordinary present. It was a home, a future, and a dwelling. Amber has been discreetly searching for weeks without informing Emma. She desired something unique. It was more than just a house, it was a location that represented Emma's path. A place where faults might be forgiven, where new life could start, and where love could flourish. She discovered a contemporary farmhouse with sunlit rooms, wraparound porches, and a nursery already painted a gentle yellow on the outskirts of Savannah. The backyard was surrounded by a peaceful brook, acres of oak trees, and wild flowers. It was ideal. The documents were signed by Amber. The home was valued at more than $1 million. She didn't care about the cost, though. It has to do with the message. On Emma's birthday, she gave her the key after wrapping it in a velvet box. Uncertain about what was within, the family crowded around. Emma opened it gingerly, initially perplexed. Then she noticed the message. More than your freedom, your family, and your future. Mom, I love you. Emma stopped. Her eyes filled with tears. She stared at Amber, unable to speak. I'm getting a house from you, she muttered. Amber gave a nod. I'll give you a start. Emotions erupted in the room. Trent gave Emma a firm hug. Joseph was astounded by the kindness and stood speechless. The siblings applauded. And Emma wept aloud, the girl who had previously kept her love, her suffering, and her truth hidden. This was more than a present. It served as a symbol of transformation, forgiveness, and trust. From sadness to hope, Amber had transformed. She had seen her daughter trip, fall, and get back up. The home was now saying, I believe in you. Turned into a haven. Weeks later, Emma and Joseph moved in as they planned the wedding and got ready for the baby. They held family dinners that seemed like healing rituals, painted the nursery together, and planted flowers in the garden. When the cameras came back, the narrative was different. No longer a secret or a scandal, simply a family that is strong, flawed, and incredibly close. There was more to Amber's $1 million gift than just wood and bricks. It was about love, heritage, and relinquishing power. And appreciating life's erratic beauty. And the Johnston family was stronger than ever as February 10, 2026, drew near. Emma was prepared. Joseph was prepared. The baby was on the verge of arriving. And the house, that lovely symbolic house, was a reminder of all they had conquered. The tale of Emma Johnston is one of scandal, secrets, and atonement. However, it's also a tale of decisions. If your daughter disguised a romance, would you forgive her? Would you help her if she became pregnant without warning? Would you give her a gift? To begin a new life in $1 million house? Would you have the guts to speak the truth if you were Emma? The Johnstons accomplished more than just surviving. They changed. They demonstrated that although love isn't always ideal, it's always worthwhile to pursue. We now pose the question, what does family mean to you as a viewer? Tell us in the comments section. Because we are all affected by this narrative, not only Emma Johnston. Liz has a pre-wedding shower hosted by Emma Johnston. Accused of spoiling, Alex Johnston. Emma's amazing moment with her sister. Emma Johnston talks about 7 Little Johnstons and another terrible family death. Emma's actions led to her being labeled nasty by fans. I'll tell you all about it. Over the weekend, Emma Johnson told her 7 Little Johnson fans that she threw a party to honor her sister Elizabeth Liz Johnson's birthday. As she exchanges vows with her baby daddy, Bryce Baldwin, she is no longer eligible for marriage. The TLC Dow did not anticipate receiving 1 million souls married to her. A few pictures from the surprise celebration were shared by Emma. On Sunday, she got ready to Instagram her sister. Viewers will probably see its end as well when the new season of TLC premieres on October 14th. As I get closer to becoming a Ms., I have to give my sister a shower before her important day. She was taken aback by those who loved her the most. The big day is drawing nearer now. One of the photos she took seems to show November 8th as the wedding date. The photo's accompanying caption said, "Given that many 7 Little Johnson fans chastised Emma Johnson for joining the Hate Hannah Johnson bandwagon, hardly many comments were negative. She's off the market." Some others brought her up even though she wasn't in the pictures. It was also surprising that there weren't more remarks about how Amber Johnston's attitude will make Bryce Baldwin's marriage unhappy, as many fans think. The majority of TLC viewers seemed happy for Liz Johnson. The following are a few forum responses. "I'm happy for you, Elizabeth and Bryce. You will make a beautiful bride. What a beautiful shower. My best wishes are with you, Liz. Ecstatic to see how magnificent her wedding will be. Gorgeous flowers. All of you are quite beautiful. Congratulations, Lizzie." Some were harsher, and their unspoken comments revealed that some people still believe Emma Johnson's sister intentionally got Lean Baldwin pregnant. Liz and Bryce ended their relationship after some time together. Up. Liz got pregnant after they got back together to talk about their split, so things must have gotten heated. She finally had to inform Amber and Trent that they would soon become grandparents as the news became public later in the episode. To the delight of their admirers, they finally got engaged in May of this year, despite keeping it a secret for a long time. Their horde of admirers is ecstatic that the news of their marriage has finally surfaced. Do you? Do you believe Emma Johnson should throw her older sister a wedding shower? Does the possibility that Anna Johnson wasn't there depress you? Tell us in a comment. Alex Johnston came under fire for ruining sister Emma's moment. Little Johnston star of 7. Alex Johnston was criticized for ruining his sister Emma's prom night by trying to distract her in an effort to gain the sympathy of the fans. He has been under fire since his girlfriend, Ally, couldn't make it to the prom. The TLC star was forced to go alone. In the meantime, Emma found a partner for the big event before school ended. She was so excited about the big occasion that she wanted everything to go flawlessly. The TLC star and her brother go to the same school and class. Emma and Alex are reaching the end of their senior year of high school in season 15. They anticipate the next stages of their lives. However, supporters contest the ladders. Activities. In what way did he act? Why is he receiving criticism from his fans? Did he deliberately ruin Emma's day? Emma Johnston is overjoyed to have achieved this new season 15 milestone. In a few weeks, she will get her high school diploma. Prom night was consequently highly anticipated by the star of Seven Little Johnstons. Emma wanted her special evening with her husband to be perfect. She recently went shopping with her mom, and Amber to get the newest fashions. She explored one by one looked stunning in all of the different outfits. The reality TV personality tried on a fiery orange gown and a lace mermaid gown. Emma adored the brilliant blue gown and looked amazing in it because it complemented the undersea theme. Emma's supporters applauded her choice when she finally settled on the lacy blue gown. Was Emma's life ruined by Alex? Alex Johnston was a little down on prom night in season 15. His girlfriend, Ally, was unable to go with him, so he had to go alone to the party. However, as the couple began slow dancing in front of him, the reality TV personality started crying. Alex started to grieve over Ally even more after hearing a song that reminded him of her, and he grieved next to Emma. Fans were so enraged by Alex's juvenile behavior on prom night. According to one Redditor, he could have cried in his seat next to the restroom user as she was dancing. By accompanying Emma and her, the Seven Little Johnstons fan destroyed the entire mood. Partner while she was dancing slowly, and he was baffled as to why. Many admirers appreciated the original poster while criticizing Alex's behavior. The dance of standing 2 feet away and staring at them was beyond bizarre. Another fan added, "Why didn't Alex join the punch bowl instead of sobbing next to the sister?" In addition, another user claims that unless we had a date at my school, we didn't attend proms in the 1970s. A few. There are even many who believe that Alex stalks Ally. His behavior is too ignominious for them to observe. Others made fun of Emma's attempts to ignore her brother's cries and enjoy her evening. Emma Johnston talks about yet another terrible death in her family. The Johnston family was first exposed to the public in 2015 when Seven Little Johnstons debuted on TLC. The premiere of episode 16 is scheduled on October 14th. Fans have stood with the family through all of the highs and lows. The family has suffered a great loss. Once again, Emma related the story of one tragic death in the Johnston family. TLC viewers have watched the Johnston children grow up for 15 seasons. 2 of their 5 children are married and living on their own. Numerous health problems have affected the close-knit Georgia family. All 7 members of the Johnston family suffer from chondroplasia, which results in a lack of height. Trent has had numerous surgeries and a lengthy list of health issues. He inserts a strain on his family due to his ongoing medical conditions. Tragically, social media sites recently reported on the reality star's illness and eventual death. The whole thing, regrettably, was a lie. The TLC personality is currently mourning the death of a dear one, though. The loss was heartbreaking for the Johnston family. Trent's mother, Mary Alice Maddox Johnston, passed away on October 4th. Liz Johnston, regrettably, honored her grandmother. She was honored by a sister named Emma. Nana on Instagram, similar to Liz. Sadly, her beloved Walter Pete Lawrence Johnston passed away a year ago, and she said on social media, "Our Nana is in heaven with Poppy watching over all of us. We love you and I miss you some." Emma Johnston shared a video of her final moments with her grandmother as a tribute to her. Emma's grandmother lovingly painted her nails while she was in the hospital. Many TLC viewers wanted to show their condolences for the Johnston family. My sincerest sympathies on your loss. Grandparents who live nearby, please know that you are all in my thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. Oh, you and your whole family have my sincerest sympathies. Peace and love be with you. She is the most sweet and compassionate woman I have ever encountered. Right now, you have my sincerest sympathies. I'll be praying for you and your loved ones. My sincerest condolences to the entire family. I'm praying for you to have the strength you require. I'm hoping Nana finds serenity that lasts forever. My sincerest sympathies on your loss. I'm sending you and your loved ones a fake hug. It is quite painful to leave loved ones we have known and cared for throughout our lives. My sympathies and thoughts are with those who are grieving her loss. According to Emma's article, the family finds solace in the idea that Nana and Poppy are reunited in heaven. Both the current and previous seasons have addressed the long-standing tensions within the Johnston family. Regretfully, this tragedy will only make the ties stronger. Inside the family, Emma's actions earned her the nickname Seven Little Johnston from her admirers. When viewing Seven Little Johnstons, no one needs an excuse to make fun of the whole Johnston family, with the exception of Anna Johnston. However, the most recent allegations claim that Emma Johnston has given her supporters even more reason to hate her. She has even been labeled nasty by others. Regardless of what Emma did differently this time, it was obviously successful in getting the audience to react in this way. The audience has pointed the finger at Emma for her many self-serving acts during the family conflict between Anna Johnston and the other Seven Little Johnstons. Emma has made it apparent that she is assaulting her older sister in a series of mysterious online messages. Numerous fans of Seven Little Johnstons have criticized Emma Johnston for constantly yelling at Anna Johnston and taking the occasion to disparage her, pointing out that she is obviously bitter about the entire situation. Her sister. There have been recent speculations that Emma has more to say. Emma Johnston took advantage of another opportunity to publicly humiliate Anna Johnston during their ongoing family dispute, according to recaps of her most recent social media live stream. Emma once asserted that Anna wishes she had her own program. However, fans asserted that no one would care to watch the others if Anna were given her own show. According to what Anna Johnston stated in this recent recording, she has asserted that Anna hasn't been. During this feud, she was my sister. She went on to confirm that Anna Johnston had been cheated on by her unstable lover. Numerous admirers of Seven Little Johnston have made direct accusations. Emma is using the argument with Anna to gain control, pointing to her recent actions and her willingness to blame Anna Johnston. Many have also concurred that no one would have taken notice if Emma hadn't told Anna. Due to the lengthy nature of the familial conflict between the Seven Little Johnstons, fans have observed that Emma Johnston seems to be showing her true colors more and more. Throughout this family conflict, Emma has consistently displayed disrespect for her older sister, despite the fact that many viewers initially justified her behavior by pointing out that it was only a matter of age. It is also unattractive to a lot of viewers. Recently, one pundit said the following: "How needless and insignificant that she says, she hasn't been my sister completely, so that makes it to just throw out her personal business." I'm sure Anna could say a similar thing. A third person added, "Anna is not going to air her family's dirty laundry." The second comment was, "She looks so pleased with herself." The third was, "The smell is very horrible." This is just another example of how they keep trying to push the narrative that Anna is the problem, but we can clearly see who the problems are. What do you think of Emma in light of her behavior throughout this dispute, I ask myself. Please let us know in the space provided. No. More today. What are your thoughts on today's gossip? Please share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe to our channel to receive future updates of similar kind. Thank you.